I'm Dr. Orion Taraban, and this is Psych Hacks, Better Living Through Psychology. And the topic of today's short talk is a surprising insight from Harry Potter. So today we're going to take another dive into pop psychology. A few days ago, I was thinking about one of my previous talks on self-narrative. The episode was called Change Your Narrative, in case you're interested, in which I made the argument that the only difference between the story of the victim and the story of the hero is the final chapter. Like the victim, the hero goes through all kinds of hardships and suffers all sorts of losses. He just emerges victorious in the end. And without that hardship and loss, he could hardly be considered heroic. A great example of this is Harry Potter. I mean, look at how we first meet Harry. Both of his parents have been murdered. He acts as a servant to an emotionally abusive family that's been gaslighting him his entire life, and he lives in a crawl space beneath the stairs. I mean, there are plenty of things in Harry Potter's origin story that, if he chose to, he could have been hung up on for the rest of his life. Any one of those things could mess somebody up. The hard part is breaking free of the impulse to victimize yourself. Because it's sometimes the case that in the course of our lives, we have to deal with hardship and unfairness and tragedy and loss. How do we deal with this without becoming victims? The story of Harry Potter has a surprising answer. In the story, the entities that intervene between Harry and his tormentors are the owls. Owls that carry letters from Dumbledore about Hogwarts and the truth of who Harry is. And it's interesting that Rowling decided to use the image of the owl to do this. Maybe it's just a convenient narrative device to build attention and anticipate Hagrid. However, a bird, like an owl, is an interesting symbol. Psychologically, the bird is a messenger between the heavens and the earth. That's why in traditional Christian iconography, the Holy Spirit is traditionally depicted as a bird, usually a dove. A bird is a go-between, a messenger that maintains the connection between what's above and what's below. Now, I don't know if Rowling intended any of this, but there's kind of a lesson here. How do we resist the urge to self-victimize when confronted with hardship? Well, we have to be on the lookout for our owls, the part of ourselves that is still connected to the divine and remembers who we really are. And to do that, you have to kind of listen real close, because this part often speaks in a small, quiet voice, especially if you're not in the habit of listening to it. And this part has, and always will have, commerce with the divine aspect of your being. And by connecting with that voice, which will tell you the truth of who you are and what you're going through, you can begin the process of overcoming whatever circumstances you happen to find yourself within. You are never so alone that this messenger is unavailable to you if you're willing to listen. What do you think? Was this too much of a stretch? Remember to like, comment, and subscribe for the algorithm. And if you'd like to schedule a consultation, you can reach me at psychackspodcast@gmail.com. Thanks for listening.